What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Guy here at Guitar Lessons in Sarasota. Holla at your boy. Today we're going to look at some tremolo picking. Not the traditional way that I learned, like heavy metal, Eddie Van Halen, Eruption, that kind of tremolo picking. I would say the foundation is similar, okay? But if you do that in kind of this post-rock, Explosions in the Sky, or David Crowder band type style, it's not really going to work. In my opinion, there's some effects that are crucial to this sound, because I've tried to do it the old-fashioned way in live settings and just felt like, man, that did not get it. And I wrestled around a bit with it. I've talked to some people, tried to get some answers. Nobody was really able to give me just a straight-up good answer and explanation, so I figured I'd give it a shot. Okay, so much like traditional tremolo picking, you do want to pick closer to the bridge for less string flappage. We want minimal flappage here. You want to use your rhythm neck pickup, okay? It's going to look like that. You want as little movement as possible. All of this movement is in the wrist, okay? Least movement as possible. You want a pretty firm pick. You don't want a sloppy, flappy pick, okay? And my pick's almost too floppy for this. I'm using a 1 Barking Dogs, those brain picks, okay? This is a 1, but I actually have some Dunlop Rhinos, super hard pointy picks that work excellent for this, but I don't prefer those, so I just get by with this 1. It's pretty solid. It's good enough, really. So, want to be right there. Now, I have a lot of overdrive on. I'm on my neck pickup. Right now, I have the tone knob all the way up, but pulling that back a little bit also adds, in a live context, if you don't want this tone particularly to cut through too much. So when you're playing live, you kind of have to finagle it. I often end up rolling it back as much as maybe halfway. Okay, so what I have is I have 2 delays, both digital. You don't want to go analog with this. Both digital, one of them set at dotted eighth, going into another one set at an eighth note. Set at 131 BPM, it sounds like this. So that's what it sounds like. Now I'm going to give it a whirl with the actual tremolo picking. And I'm doing this inspired off of the David Crowder band version of Like a Lion, the verse part. So. Okay, sounds a whole lot better than. Those delays in there just fatten out the sound and fill it up. It just sounds huge, in my opinion. Now I'm going to roll the tone knob back. I'm going to roll it back about halfway to get it to sit in the mix even better. And sometimes I even roll the volume knob back a little bit, depending on the vibe, the feel, how the particular mix is going. And definitely if you're the main instrument, or let's say you're leading worship from the electric guitar, this would probably be a really hard technique to pull that off with. But let's say they got you really hot in the mix or something, rolling that back is going to darken your tone up a little bit, let it sit back some. I've heard guys talk about using reverb with it. In my opinion, it muddies it up in a bad way. I don't particularly like using reverb. Maybe just a touch, again, depending on how I'm feeling about the environment and such. And even swelling into these tones is great for some like Caspian type feels and whatnot. Did a little bit of that just today, I think. But alright, tone knob rolled about halfway back. smooth. Now listen what happens if I use the bridge pickup. I mean, it works. It's a little bit more piercing though. Experiment with it. These aren't hard and fast rules. This is just what I've found in my own search through these tones and whatnot. And again, here's my two delays going into each other. Dotted eighth into eighth note, both digital. The dotted eighth is actually a modulation with just a really slow rate on it. Thanks for watching. I hope you picked up a couple of nuggets. Holla at your boy!